there, and welcome to The Weekly Dose. This is Augusta Global Insights, and we're all about helping you find the real signal in all that noise from global news and analysis. So let's jump right in. Let me ask you something. Do you ever just feel like you're completely drowning? I'm talking about that endless flood of news headlines where you're just struggling to keep your head above water. I mean, it is a constant barrage, right? You've got the breaking news alerts buzzing on your phone. You've got the pundits shouting at each other on TV. Data points thrown at you with zero context. It's just, well, it's a lot of noise. And all of it's designed to grab your attention for a split second, not really to help you understand. And you know what? That feeling of drowning in all that noise, that is exactly why we're here. We think there's this huge gap between just seeing a headline and actually getting a deep, meaningful understanding of what's really happening in the world. Just think about the difference for a second. On one hand, you have headlines. They're reactive, they're superficial, and it's just this constant 24/7 cycle. But on the other hand, you have true understanding. And that's proactive. It means you've got to go in-depth to find those timeless insights, the stuff that actually gives you a solid framework for thinking about the future. So the big question is, how do you even begin to build a framework like that? Well, for me, this whole thing really started out as a personal project. It was my own search for some kind of structure in a world that, honestly, felt like it was getting more and more chaotic. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This entire endeavor really just started as my own personal framework, a way to bring some clarity to all that chaos. I was just looking for a way to filter out the noise for myself so I could make sense of the world and, make better decisions. And the philosophy I kind of landed on was actually pretty simple, and it's what guides absolutely everything we do here. Step 1, filter the noise. Step 2, find the underlying structure that connects all the dots. And then step 3, the most important part, once you found it, you share that clear, valuable signal. So what started as that personal project has now grown into something much bigger, a shared mission. And what we do here is deliver actionable insights by always asking 3 fundamental questions: why, what, and where. Okay, so let's break that down. The why, that's all about digging into the deep geopolitical and economic forces that are the real drivers behind the headlines. Then there's the what. This is where we look at the immediate impact, what's happening to markets and industries right now. And finally, the where. This helps us spot future opportunities by really thinking through and mapping out those long-term second-order effects. Right, but how do we actually find that signal? I mean, it's not magic, right? It really comes down to a disciplined analytical method that we apply across the board, in markets, in economics, and in geopolitics. First up, we're always looking for patterns. We identify those recurring historical and economic trends because, let's face it, understanding the past gives you crucial context for what's happening today. It really helps us see that bigger picture. Next, we work to isolate the signals. So in the middle of all that data, we focus on pinpointing the key events or the specific data points that really show a significant shift is underway. This is literally how we separate what actually matters from what's just, noise. And finally, and this is so important, we analyze the second-order effects. We don't just stop at the immediate headline. No way. We think through the entire chain reaction, those cascading long-term impacts that most people totally overlook. And that's where you often find the biggest opportunities and the biggest risks. So we take all of this deep analysis, and our goal is actually pretty simple. Deliver that clarity right to you every single week, and do it in a way that makes these complex topics accessible for everyone. And to make that happen, we use a pretty modern approach. We combine our analysis with AI to transform it all into these concise, powerful, visually structured explainers, just like the one you're watching right now. So, what kind of stuff do we actually cover? Well, it's everything from the rise of neobanks and the future of AI agents to deep dives on things like stagflation, the new renaissance in emerging markets, and even the systemic risks that might be hiding in private credit. Basically, we go where the important stories are. Ultimately, it really all comes down to this one thing. Our mission is to make complex global analysis accessible, understandable, and, this is the most important part, actionable for anyone who wants to see the world just a little more clearly. So if that sounds like something you've been looking for, here's what to do next. First, subscribe to the Weekly Dose right here on YouTube. And if you want to go even deeper, sign up for our newsletter. Don't worry, all the links you need are right down in the description below.
Thanks so much for watching. We're Augusta Global Insights, and we're really looking forward to helping you find the signal in the noise.